Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be looking at 3 1v1 games played by TRK at the Gamers 8 tournament. He is playing for Team Falcons here against the Gaming Gladiators OSM. So, as you might have guessed, that's me back, of course, from the event. I was casting this event live, but I didn't get a chance to cast the majority of these 1v1 games. In fact, I think I only casted one 1v1 game played by TRK. I will be watching that one again with you guys today. And if you're wondering why not 4, because TRK did play 4 1v1s at this event, it's because I couldn't find the replay for the last one. It's OSM accidentally own goals here, tried to take the ball to his own back corner. Didn't work out that time. So, TRK playing 1v1 for Team Falcons this event. If you're wondering why TRK, not Khaled, well, I actually had a chance to ask Khaled that same question, although I personally expected TRK to be the player. Not everybody online did, so Khaled's thoughts on the matter were that he thinks the best of one format, and by best of one format, of course, he means the fact that you just play one 1v1 game and then you're back to 2s and 3s for the rest of the series. He thinks that TRK is a lot better at that. He thinks that TRK's first game against someone is better than his first game against someone. And he needs a series to really start to download his opponent and counter what they're doing. And I would definitely agree with that. I think Khaled is very good at adapting to his opponent and very good at figuring out ways to beat players as a series goes on longer and longer. Whereas TRK, extremely good one-game player, and you know, even if it was a series format, I still think TRK would have been the player that Falcons would have chosen. Khaled told me as well that he thinks TRK is the best 1v1 player in the world, and he was definitely expected to be one of the best in the world at this tournament. That's a fantastic ceiling challenge by OSM, but TRK saved a bunch of boosts, and that will enable him to demo OSM and retake possession one more time. Now, I will be, like I said, covering some more games from Gamers 8. If you've got anyone that any games that you'd want me to look at again with you guys, let me know in the comments. But the ones I'm definitely planning to look at are the games that Rezears played, the games that First Killer played, and the games that Jan played. Those are the other 3 players apart from TRK who were really interesting. Maybe even some Raise Bull games. I mean, if you guys like this, if you like watching back one player, just see every game that a player played at Gamers 8, one after another, then let me know. I can definitely get that done for you, because I'm going to be looking back at these games myself anyway, so I figured, well, why not just record that, and then I can upload it if it's content that you guys are interested in seeing. Well, look at this from OSM. Not only looking impressive, but looking like he's going to tie the game here against TRK. Good control of this possession will result in a goal, and it does. TRK, after spawning in front of the play, decided to just go for it. OSM was able to get the ball past him, so really good play here by OSM. Underdog in the matchup. OSM, however, was already one series into his tournament life at this point, and helped the APAC South team of Gladiators get their first international series win over all mid from North America. And they were, you know, a team who everybody expected coming in to struggle, even with OSM being added to the roster as a ones player. Historically, you know, recently he's not really been playing that much 1v1, so to see OSM really step in and do everything for this team, 1s, 2s and 3s, was awesome to see. Also shout out to the other 2 players, LCT and Maxu. I think that they put up a great fight at this event to take down all mid from North America. That's a team who qualified with the help of Chronic in 1v1. They didn't have Chronic for this event, so they did struggle. Still extremely impressive for an APAC team, a team who are originally only introduced to RLCS this season, to already be taking an international matchup, even if it is against a team who won't be playing at Worlds. So OSM still tied, still playing an extremely even matchup with TRK. I can't stress to you guys just how impressive this is for a guy who has been mostly freestyling and coaching, not playing pro, or not even playing 1v1 really, for quite a long time now. The ability for OSM to just slot right back into the game mode shows how comfortable he is and how much experience he's gathered over the many years that he had at the top of EU against the very best players in the world. TRK being stretched extremely thin here several times. OSM able to dispossess him at midfield without even allowing a shot, and controls the next play. Also, a big window here with no goals being scored. OSM spotted TRK a little bit off his goal line. Shoots. TRK handles it brilliantly. Still though, extremely boost starved, and if it wasn't for that bump onto TRK, or rather onto OSM would have been able to just take the back corner boost and maybe get an attack going more quickly, as is. keeps control of the ball for a full lap. He gives it away a bit lightly there to TRK, who now has a big chance with a ceiling play. Has no jump to work with here, but OSM floundering allows TRK to go through. We're going to watch that one more time from OSM's POV, see exactly what went wrong here. So TRK jumps off the ceiling. He doesn't actually have a flip. In fact, I might watch that one more time. I think TRK... Okay, he did jump off the ceiling. I wasn't sure if he'd fallen and then jumped, in which case he would have no flip, but he used it as a mind game anyway. OSM was not ready for it. So just less than a minute to go now. Another delayed kickoff for OSM, something he's done several times this game and something throughout the tournament that he was extremely known for. Something historically that he's been very known for. If you're wondering why is TRK able to counter all of these kickoffs or at least go even with them, it's because he flips so late into the ball, and another mind game puts TRK up by 2. OSM's delayed kickoffs not netting him any goals, not netting him any massively advantageous positions as of yet. When a player like TRK is able to flip at the very last second into the ball and really roll through it, it doesn't matter too much if you've delayed your touch. TRK going to pinch the ball to safety here. OSM kind of forced to just charge in there and hope for the best, but he does have one more chance to take his time. Goes for the fast track down the middle. TRK perfectly managed his position and again pinches the ball clear of defense. That should be game over, but a respectable game for OSM certainly, as TRK just rushes the challenge and confirms the win. This was a win that put Falcons up by 2 in the series. Gladiators were not able to take them down, but still great showing from OSM and Gladiators at the Gamers 8. TRK just a bit too strong for them. There we go, game 1 confirmed. Let's get into TRK and Falcons' next round matchup against Dignitas. So, TRK versus Joreuz. Now, I've got a bit of a backstory on this matchup. This being game 4 of Falcons versus Dignitas actually had TRK with a chance to win the best of 5 for his team, who have taken both of the 3v3s at this point. Oh, it's a lovely save by Joreuz, really just stalling the ball on the goal line, long enough for the boost to respawn as well. And now counter-attack. But okay, story time. How did Joreuz end up being in the matchup here against TRK? Why not Jack, as everybody, including myself, expected? Well, going into this, Joreuz, in the moment live on stage, just asked Jack if he could do the 1v1. He felt confident about it, and Jack, having trusted his teammate, said, alright, you go for it. You know, if Joreuz is telling me he's confident, and you know, Joreuz is such a legendary ones player, then that's got to be a good idea. A bit of a mistake there from Joreuz. Meant to pick up the mid boost before reversing, but he missed it. TRK spotted that and walks the ball around him, and eventually takes a 1-goal lead. So Jack did end up playing a 1v1 for Dignitas. I think in the one other match where that game occurred, they actually only faced 2 opponents, Dignitas, at this event. They played against Falcons, lost. They played against O1 Esports twice. There was one 1v1 in their second matchup against O1 Esports, and that was a matchup that Jack was able to win against AMS. So yeah, Jack actually did play the next 1v1 after this one. Oh, look at this, Joreuz half flip kickoff. TRK showing us the counter, quickly retreating to the back corner, and you need to be quick because Joreuz was just running in for the demo there, trying to put pressure on TRK, but TRK knew that if you just get around the ball, hit it hard to your back corner and quickly get there, turn around after grabbing the boost, then you've got a possession play for free. So you've got to be quick. You can't just do that slowly. If you take your time, you're going to be in trouble from demos from behind. You're definitely going to have ball pressure like this before you can face the play and get into a position where you can outplay your opponent. Joreuz is not likely to try his half flip kickoff after seeing that. TRK, the first time that Joreuz went for it, already managed the perfect counter strategy. I think if TRK had just taken a shot there, Joreuz would be thinking, right, I'll definitely try that one again at some point, as shooting does give the defender, shooting from the kickoff gives the defender who did half flip onto the boost the advantage. This was a super tense moment. When I watched this match live in the arena, the crowd was going crazy for TRK as Joreuz overextends. He really messed up there, didn't leave himself in a position where he could recover if TRK beat him to the near post. So he was thinking only about slotting a tight angle shot. TRK, of course, recovering quickly as always, prevented him from doing so. Joreuz underneath the ball, plays the flick high, but great save from TRK, who actually got stuck on the post, had to flip off it there. Fake challenge with 12 boost. Joreuz decides to shoot across and play for the boost seal, but TRK is in a great position here, actually close enough to force Joreuz to touch the ball one more time. And check out that lovely recovery from TRK. I mean, This is one of my favorite plays of the entire tournament. We've got to watch it again. TRK, let's slow that one down actually, as TRK shows us instead of air rolling to the right here, or rather, no, sorry, air rolling to the left here and wave dashing on the wall, he actually air rolls slightly to the right and then front flips onto the wall in such a smooth motion that gives him that burst of acceleration earlier in the play and catches Joreuz off guard. I mean, watch Joreuz POV. He sees exactly where TRK is when he turns around here. He knows TRK's boost starved, takes away the big boost, and before he can get into a position to make a wall play, TRK has already reached the play. Extremely good recovery there. Extremely great, top tier play on low boost from TRK. And again, highlighting that you can actually get a faster burst of speed if you flip onto the wall and power slide the landing instead of wave dashing onto the wall just one time. And it's something we saw TRK do several times throughout the event. He has that one figured out. Now he decides to go for the immediate shot here. Joreuz expected TRK to go for the boost in the back corner and ends up conceding again. We'll watch that one as well, because I think Joreuz here expected TRK to go back corner boost, wanted to demo him as he went for the boost. TRK just goes straight for the ball and ends up scoring again. Not just playing this game out perfectly mechanically, but positionally as well. He's outplaying Joreuz time and time again. And probably at this point, Jack is thinking, why did I let Joreuz play this one? Not because Joreuz has necessarily played too badly, because I'm sure Jack would have loved a go at TRK in this form. It must be said, though, it's so difficult to play 1v1 in front of a crowd who are cheering so loudly for your opponent. I mean, TRK had some of the loudest chants and cheers out of any player. Really, the only comparison was F16, who had their organization present, who are going crazy for the team. Frustrating game and a frustrating matchup for Joreuz so far. He's been denied every time that he's tried to make an advance close to TRK's goal. So many counter-attacking chances going the way of the Saudi Arabian player as well. And now a big shot for Joreuz as he gets a bump onto TRK on the back wall. TRK shrugging off the physical play and delaying Joreuz once more. How long can he defend against this far? Joreuz trying to flip reset into a bump. TRK dodges it. Knew the ball wasn't in a dangerous position. Just waited for Joreuz to fly by and then shoots from distance. 6-1. Joreuz crushing, or being crushed I should say, by TRK here. He's actually just been bumped into position again by Joreuz. TRK not even playing for an offensive 50-50. He knows that's what Joreuz wants here. He's just slow playing and denying Joreuz any chances to come back. Joreuz needs so many opportunities and he's just not got enough time to really get them. Only 7 shots at the moment. TRK pre-jumps. Has Joreuz got the speed to get around him? He does. That's brilliant absorption there from Joreuz midair. TRK did predict that he was going to try and air dribble from distance and go all in the closing seconds, but he didn't get a strong enough hitbox against Joreuz, who now looks to wave dash faster to the ball. TRK delaying once again. Here's Joreuz from his back corner one more time. TRK stronger in the challenge this time, denies Joreuz a direct route to goal. And Joreuz with a direct dribble has no hope. That was lackluster, and now he's forced to just turn it, hope for the best, but he is hoping against all odds at the moment. TRK has played this one too well. He has been so consistent. He has been so excellent positionally. Joreuz does get one more, but with just 11 seconds left, he needs kickoff goals to win, and we all know that TRK is not going to let that happen. This was the game, like I said earlier, to win the match against Ignitas, put Falcons into the top 8, the quarterfinals, and not before TRK slots in a celebratory 7th goal. Joreuz tried the delayed kickoff, but unfortunately for him it worked just as poorly against TRK as every time that OSM tried to do it as well. So well done TRK. 2 games in a row in 1v1. Completely undefeated at this moment of the tournament. Now I've got one more to show you guys from the quarterfinal against Heat, so it'll be TRK versus Rezears, and a reminder that I do not have the replay for TRK versus Jan, or I would show that one as well. I will, if I can get my hands on it, I'll show it to you, but I don't at the moment have the replay. It's not on ball chasing. Anyway, let's get into the last game of this video, TRK versus Rezears. So TRK versus Rezears, who was playing in Gamers 8 for the Heat roster. That's HEET, a team who qualified for the tournament without Rezears, in fact. It was a full French roster, called Joreuz, made up of the combination Rezears and Parka, who are two like slightly older players in the scene. And well, when I say slightly older, they're still young players, but not 15-year-old if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to check for you guys in case that is total nonsense, but I'm pretty sure I've seen Rezears and Parka about the scene for a while. Yeah, Rezears is 19, Parka's 18, so they've been in and around the scene. They qualified for Gamers 8 with Juicy in threes. He's an up-and-comer in the scene right now. Actually, one of Joreuz's own picks to be next up. He's a 17-year-old player, just turned 17 earlier this year, and very mechanical. Definitely want to watch in the next season. So yeah, very interesting team. Very cool to see them doing well at this tournament, and they're a team that you will definitely want to keep an eye out for during the off-season and in the next season of RLCS, with their main roster of Juicy and Rezears and Parka. I think they're going to do excellently in threes. It's a couple of brilliant goals here from either player to start off the 1v1. So if you were watching the Gamers 8 qualifiers, you would have noticed that Moxie played the 1v1s for Heat, and then it was Joreuz. And it's a really smart thing, I think, that they've done to bring in Rezears, because Juicy, their main threes player, was not available, and neither was Moxie. So Rezears really fits the crew battle format really well. He's a great ones player. We're going to actually watch one more time what happened here. It looks like if you see TRK's lineup on the ball here, he has no boost. He wants a 50-50, and he jumped probably thinking Rezears is behind the ball, and then noticed Rezears is actually backed off, but manages to get an outplay anyway. So that was a happy little accident there from TRK. No doubt he expected Rezears to be reverse challenging, but he adapted brilliantly after realizing that it is not the case. 2-2. So Rezears, one of the players everybody's talking about right now, is one of the best free agents in the EU scene, because not only, you know, similarly to OSM, is TRK blunders overhead clear that was quite routine for a player his level. But like OSM, who came in as a 1v1 player, actually shone in all game modes, Rezears did the same thing for this lineup that he was playing in, helping them get to the quarterfinals through the lower bracket in his group. Yeah, Rezears looked good in every single game mode. Ones, we knew he'd be top tier or thereabouts, and 2v2 and threes, he really shone as well. He's taking it to TRK here, proving to be the hardest matchup TRK's had. OSM was respectable. Joreuz couldn't get close to him. Rezears actually has TRK's number for now, but TRK defends well against a position that probably was quite scary. Rezears is known as a very mechanical player in the air, very creative player in the air. TRK will be glad to escape without conceding there. Delighted to score. Look at this from Rezears. Not the only time this matchup that he's able to turn what looked like a definite boost grab for TRK into a boost grab and a goal for himself as he trips up TRK on the way to that mid boost. Both players using a ton of their boosts and trying to muscle each other off the ball. This time it's TRK who forces Rezears to lose control. Rezears actually staying on the ball here. Wants to prioritize ball pressure. That does boost Starvin though, and TRK will know that. And he just goes for the air dribble at the far post to perfectly counter Rezears' lack of boost. Now, Rezears might have been able to, in fact, take a bit of a wider line there, save more boost, pick up more boost, and just accept the fact that he's going to need to defend at some point. Because it looked there like chasing after TRK was not going to result in enough time for him to grab boost. Now, if you can get a big clear in ones when you're on zero boost, or force a 50-50, that often gives you enough time to grab boost. But TRK there knew that he could just force Rezears into a position with zero and then capitalize. Rezears checking to see where TRK is. TRK still controlling the boost game, but loses control of the ball, and that's given Rezears control right back. He now keeps the ball in the middle of the pitch and goes for the air dribble from his own half. Reset is there, and the flick as well. And this really sent everybody in the entire event into a rapture. It's not something that we saw too often, the local crowd cheering against the KSA players, but that goal was something special. TRK now bumping Rezears off another kickoff race, able to bring the scoreline to 5-5. So far the matchup living up to expectations. Rezears, just like TRK, was undefeated in 1v1 at this stage, although he didn't pick 1v1 against Space Station Gaming. They lost 3v3, 2v2 and 1v1 there, so clearly wasn't all that confident against Space Station Gaming's Daniel, a player who I believe he lost a show match to in the run up to this event, so it does make sense. He was able to take down the 1v1, or rather not one, the 3v3 monster in Night from Team Secret. He was able to control and beat Taroko pretty easily from Rogue, and he was able to take down endpoints relating wave 7-5 as well. So TRK definitely up against a player in form here, but he rises to the occasion once again and puts himself in front by 1. It's been those mind games for TRK, the control of the pace in every engagement that's impressed me the most so far watching these games. He just doesn't really go all in. He trusts himself to be strong in every 50-50. He trusts himself to have recoveries to back up these plays that are not completely all in. And he knows that eventually he'll be able to outposition, outmaneuver, and just be more consistent than his opponents. Great read on the save there from TRK. Rezears testing him with a high shot, looking to get as many opportunities on net late in the game. This is something Rezears does online against all of his opponents he runs into. Volume is one of the aspects of his offense that he really goes for as much as possible. TRK is in a very good position. Enough boost to his name. He wanted to be careful there though. Rezears with not a lot of boost, but a perfect flick. Ties it 6-all. Understanding that that would probably be the best chance he gets for the rest of the game. Playing for the boost steal there might just invite TRK back into control. So Rezears decides to just go for it. 20 seconds left. A lot of time to work with for both players. A lot of boost to work with as well, but Rezears flips away from the play. TRK knows he has a bit of time here. And he sets up an air dribble, and it's just an air dribble 50. No air dribble demo, no air dribble bump, no air dribble reset. Just the most simple of shots from TRK as he forces the ball straight through his opponent and takes the lead once again. And TRK deciding not to shoot there, instead fakes the shot, plays for the boost steal. Rezears falls into the goal. At this point, he probably knew that it was all over. With TRK having a flip to work with, what are you supposed to do? GG's. TRK too strong in the matchup against Rezears. But shout out as well to Rezears. He's the one who picked 1v1 here against Falcons. Very brave thing to do, to pick 1v1 into TRK, knowing that it's going to be TRK that you run into. Same thing as OSM earlier on in this video. Both these players picked 1v1 knowing they're going to be against TRK, or maybe Khaled, but most likely TRK. A player many consider right now to be in the conversation for best in the world, and when it comes to 1v1, he might just be the best in the world right now. Definitely is, according to his teammate Khaled, a legendary player and still currently active to the highest level himself. I'm going to take a quick look at the rank leaderboard as we finish off today's video, just to remind you guys once again, yeah, there they are, 1-2. the same team having control of the top 2 spots. TRK, I didn't get the game of him versus Yan. If I do get access to it, it's not on ball chasing at the moment, then I can definitely cast that one as well. Going to be casting all the other Yan games, so if you guys want to see more of this type of content, just let me know in the comments. Congrats to TRK, congrats to Falcons on all their success at the Gamers 8 tournament. Looking forward to showing you guys more games from the event, more ones games from the event. And I'm also back to regular streams now that I'm back from Saudi Arabia. I'm going to be streaming right up until the World Championship as much as I can, so be sure to check me out there. Follow on Twitter for all updates and to keep up with everything I am involved in. But for now, that's all we've got time for. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.